compared with, compared to, as compared with, as compared to, compared with her sister, she is easy to talk to. In proportion to, the wage will be paid in proportion to the work. In proportion as S plus V. A man will not always succeed in proportion as he exerts himself. According to 1. According to the weather forecast, it will rain tomorrow. 2. Crabs dig holes according to the size of their shells. In addition to taking the regular tests, we have to hand in a long essay. In exchange for, I am giving him Japanese lessons in exchange for English lessons. In return for, 1. I'm giving you board and lodging in return for your work. 2. In such a case, you can always ask a question in return. Instead for doing, I stayed home all day instead of going to work. At the cost of, at the expense of, at the price of. 1. It won't be wise to overwork at the cost of your health. 2. In a sense, globalization comes at the cost of traditional cultures and values. At all costs, at any cost, at any price. The plan must be put into practice at all costs. By all means. 1. By all means, do come with us to dinner tonight. 2. Any mistakes in the computer programs must be avoided by all means. At any rate, I did my duty, at any rate. At all events. It's worth trying at all events. At the risk of, my friend saved the girl at the risk of his own life. Run a risk. Run a risks. Take a risk. Take a risks. The doctor was ready to take the risk of getting the fever himself. Once in a while. Previously I saw him very often, but now he comes only once in a while. Once for all. Once and for all. We will settle once for all who is the best. On occasion. On occasions. Although she is usually predictable, she has on occasion surprised people. Now and then. Now and again. Every now and then. Every now and again. We don't see him very often, but now and then we talk with him over the telephone. We don't see him very often, but now and again we talk with him over the telephone. At times. I get very lonely at times. 10 to 1. 10 to 1 he will win the first prize. In any case. In any case. You mustn't forget to do that. In time. You are only just in time. On time. He will be late for the party, because he never comes on time. To a day. To the day. To the minute. 1. It is 3 years to the day since I came home. 2. He usually comes home at 6 o'clock to the minute. Behind the times. I think these attitudes are behind the times. In advance. I'd like you to pay the money in advance. At one time. At a time. They all tried to talk at one time. They all tried to talk at a time. At the same time. He laughed and cried at the same time. At all times. No man is wise at all times. At any time. You may use my car at any time. All at once. All at once she sprang out of bed. All of a sudden. All of a sudden. He rushed out of the room. Right now. Right away. Right off. 1. I'll be back right now. 2. If you are not to miss the train, you should leave right away. In no time. Working together. They cleaned the entire house in no time. On the spot. The thieves couldn't open the safe on the spot, so they carried it away with them. At present. My father is, at present, in New York. For the time being. I don't think I need anything else for the time being. For the present. That will be enough for the present. First of all, we must dismiss the cook. Above all. You must, above all, be faithful to your friends. In due course. In due time. In due course trespassers will be prosecuted. Sooner or later. I want to become a teacher. So I'll sooner or later have to get over my fear of speaking in public. More or less. Most people are more or less selfish. By and by his voice grew worse. At length. At length. They reached the top of the mountain. 2. He tried to tell us the fact at length. After all, we waited for 2 hours, but she never showed up after all. In the long run, John apparently believes that honesty pays in the long run. By degrees. Everyone expects that he will get his salary raised by degrees. Next to. I bought it for next to nothing. Something of. He is something of a musician. Much of. She is much of a cook.